Let's go! Cool kids step to the front. Cool kids. Too sweet sign for the click.
Bitch, you don't work there.
Feel like I need a shower just looking
Gotta
at
get
you.
right.
Like, what the fuck does that mean?
They ain't been the same ever since.
What?
Living pretty
We
well
cut
on
the
the
hand
chairman.
off.
I ain't
You're gonna be single for the rest of your life.
Brock Lesnar on the beast.
Look at the heat.
Sleep flex and
Look at the
repeat.
heat.
Whole new swag with a pass on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level got
I get no bitches.
Bringing content on the daily. Feeling like Gresh unleashed.
What's up, family? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Gresh and Suela podcast. This is episode 35. 35, I believe it is 35 of this illustrious, not illustrious, but yet illustrious that will be illustrious. I'm speaking into existence podcast. It is your boy, the voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, the man who is the finesser of all things social and intercourse. Yeah, let's go with that. Social and intercourse. It is your boy, Gresh, joined as always by the queen of rebels herself, Suela the Bandit. What's good with ya, family?
Hey everybody, I hope you guys are well. What's up with y'all like for today? What y'all got going on?
Y'all done running off the maidens?
Right. It's something.
Please tell me y'all are done running off the maidens. That's all I'm
man.
asking. That's all I will ask. That is all we will ask. Stop running the maidens off. But today we got a nice little show for you. It will be headlined by none other than another review, because we will be revisiting the June 23rd, 2003 edition of Monday Night Raw, which saw Kane's identity at stake when he challenged Triple H for the World's Heavyweight Championship in Madison Square Garden. But before that, really quick, is that time again for a few house notes, excluding the live show reviews. The video format of this show has a new home over at patreon.com/greshdigital. It will be available for all tiers starting at $1. If you're the person who likes to watch podcasts in video format, that will be your place to go. But as far as everyone in general, the show will remain, as always, available wherever you listen to your podcast. As mentioned before, Watching Vibe will be back for sure next month. Sorry about that, but my schedule has not been lining up to where I can produce any reaction videos. I'm actually in North Carolina as we speak. For those of you who don't know, Watching Vibe is where we react to a classic match or whatever we decide to watch. It could be a classic cartoon, episode, or whatever. Whatever we throw on, we react with it. And if you want, or if you need to know what I'm talking about firsthand, past episodes are available now with new ones dropping as soon as possible. It's just $1 to join, and Watching Vibe is available for all tiers. And if you want to join the club, you can do so today. The Gresh Reddit reaction videos are back as well, but I need you guys listening to me, listening into the sound of my voice. I need you to post on the r/Gresh subreddit. Suela too. She'll post eventually once she gets into it. She hasn't gotten into it yet, but she will when she gets into it. But yeah, if you want to post something funny, if you want to hop on or appear on a Gresh YouTube video, make sure you guys post something funny enough for it to make it into the video. That's it. I missed the last few weeks because I've been working, but I need you guys to post, and we will be right back with another Reddit video. But before we move on to today's show, what did you think about this episode of Raw? Like, got any highlights that you want to talk about?
Well, of course you got the very,
Yeah, we'll talk about it, because I got some jokes for that.
We'll talk about it.
I got some jokes for that, because, boy, when we watched it, I was like, yeah, I got some jokes for that. But before we move on to the retro review for this week, we got some new submissions for the NGL questions. I'm guessing I've officially dubbed it the Not Gonna Lie, because I'm hip with you Gen Zers. I sound like a boomer, but you get what I mean. I'm hip with you guys now. So when NGL questions, I believe Suela has some as well. She's gonna read it, but I'm gonna read mine first. Let's do it. Have you ever given a hickey?
Given?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've given quite a few.
I have, and like got one back in return.
I've given a few on the I've given a few on the neck.
Yeah.
on the leg. Closer to yeah, in that area, I've given quite a few.
Oh man.
I've given it in the border of the box area. So yep.
Oh man.
I've given quite a few hickeys. Yeah, quite a few hickeys. Your biggest fear?
Oh man.
Someone spiking my weed.
That's a good one, actually. Mine's just normal. Mine's like I don't like snakes. So
That's why I don't. Well, no, that ain't really no. But yeah, I don't. I just that's why I don't trust people. I don't trust people to roll my weed for me.
definitely not. Like
So I gotta.
what?
Yeah, so I'll be like, ugh.
I'll be scared of that too, though. Like for real.
Like, ooh, what we doing here? What?
First of all, who did this?
Yeah, good.
Because I'm not even gonna like pick it
I
up. I
seen
need
Friday.
to know.
I've seen Friday, like where a dude spiked him with angel dust. Like, come on now, and Smokey been torching ever since. Nah,
Man, no.
no. I think when I saw that, I said if I ever start smoking weed, when I saw that as a teenager, I said if I ever start smoking weed, which I do now, I'm like I am never letting anyone roll it. And if you do roll it, I have to watch you roll it. Like I have to physically watch you. Nah.
Step by step too. Like cause
Step by step.
I can't turn my back. I can't. No, absolutely not.
Step by step. Cue new edition. Do you have trust issues? Hell yes.
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 That's that.
But you can blame my
That's
father
great.
for most of my trust issues.
Man, I blame everybody for mine. Like,
I said most. I ain't say all. Most. But yeah, I don't.
yes.
I have trust issues in general. Like, ugh, no. I trust but verify. Like,
yes,
for the
I believe in that. I
for
do
the
believe in that.
smallest
Trust but
things-
verify.
For the smallest things, I trust and verify every single time. Like, I got no, we're not doing that.
Oh man, because it's like if you lie to me about one thing, what else you lying about?
Like,
And that's just small. That's just something small. It's like, okay, you done lie to me about that.
that's why it's like
What
that's
else
why
would you lie to me about then?
I think that's why I'm kind of iffy about surprises because it's like you have to lie to me to
Definitely,
keep
yeah.
the surprise, and it's like what else are you lying about? So it's like
can you just tell me, please, so I can know what I can be prepared for and what I'm walking into? Don't leave me in suspense. I don't like that. But I'm the one that be surprising everybody else. That's the funniest thing ever. But still,
it might be something I'll probably work on as I get older, because
it's gonna take a while. Even like for me,
I'm at 30's doorstep, so it's like
yeah,
we'll see.
Both are.
But
and I think even when I do hit that mark, it's still gonna take some time.
Yeah, this is something I'm working on. But yeah, next up we got favorite moments from pandemic era wrestling. Ooh. Brody
they said
versus Cody.
pandemic area.
You know where we had no
Pandemic era.
crowd. We had no
Yeah,
crowd.
wow.
Oof, that was quite the time. I would say Brody versus Cody in the dog collar match. That was one of my favorite matches.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites as well.
Damn. Just them being able to just go crazy during the pandemic, like they was literally just on cinematic mode. Like everything was just more over the top. Like you saw them cutting more promos during matches, and like the pandemic era wrestling basically laid the foundation for the tribal chief. So that because he didn't have a crowd, like he was able to hone and make mistakes and fix what he needed to work on. So.
And it's like, and then he come back during pandemic era too. Like, so there's
that's
that.
what I said. It laid the foundation for the tribal chief, because that's when he was working.
He showed up at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's so many moments like pandemic era
2020. Like, yeah.
Darby Allin defeating Cody Rhodes. I believe that happened during the pandemic. It was so many moments. Britt Baker becoming over during the pandemic era because she broke her nose. So it's like it's so much, so much that went down. What you call it? Impact. They let Eric Young come back with Violent by Design. That was one of my favorite tidbits because I didn't watch Impact religiously, but when I saw the clips, that was Eric Young's what he was doing was some of my favorite stuff. There's so much that was in the golden role models. Sasha Banks and Bailey winning all the gold. That was a fun time as well. So many moments. But yeah, Brody and Cody is probably my top because that was one hell of a match that I have to find it to watch it again because I haven't seen it since 2021. The golden one here, Edge or Randy as a heel. Can't say both of them.
Dang, why he do that?
For those of you who don't know the gimmick of when both or how both of them became a thing, if you follow me on social media, both of them is when people give me the either or, and I say both of them, but I don't say BOTHOF.
It's BOFFUM.
It's BOO. Is you gotta say it slow. It's BOFFUM. Both of them. Both of them. But Randy Orton or Edge as a heel.
Man,
I gotta go Randy.
Right. Yeah.
Because bald Randy Orton was a menace.
Yeah, I gotta say Randy too for that one. I do. I gotta say Randy, bro.
Yeah, bald Randy Orton was a menace. He was a menace to society. That man literally, if you look in the Urban Dictionary for menace, Randy Orton's face popped up. That's how much of a menace that man was.
Yes.
So Randy Orton, without a doubt. Do you think Roddy will be in WWE after 2024? I'm guessing they're talking about Roderick Strong because we haven't seen him. Damn, we haven't seen him.
Dang, that's been a while.
He got like beat up or injured during the Diamond Mine thing, and then that was it. Like I ain't seen that dude is gone dark. I wouldn't be surprised.
He done went rogue.
I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves when his contract is up because they're not doing anything with him. I mean, if he appears in a Royal Rumble match, I wouldn't be against him popping up during a Royal Rumble match. But yeah. Yeah, if they don't do nothing with him by the summer of this year, yeah, he's pretty much gone. What? Oh, I feel like we answered this before, so moving on. Who's your last IG search? Let me see. Hey, I don't have no shame.
I don't either, and I think I know what my last one is.
Let me see who my last IG search. Jakara Jackson from NXT.
Okay. Mine was
I didn't like this picture. Let me go ahead and double tap this one right quick.
Oh yeah, why are you speaking of pictures? I'm glad you mentioned that because
my last IG search was Jakara Jackson.
Mine was Angela Hill. If y'all know who Angela Hill is, she is the first African American woman who got into UFC, and she's still in UFC to this day. So,
okay, yeah, I ain't got no shame. Like, yeah,
right? Why would please?
All right. Okay, this one's is long and weird.
Oh, let's go.
Have you ever cleaned your eyes while eating a table while walking on your ear?
I mean,
No,
I've cleaned my what?
What?
I've cleaned my eyes, of course. Like,
have you ever cleaned your eyes while eating a table while walking on your ear? No, seriously, what's your go-to Rumble to? Oh, so that was a joke?
Oh, so you just playing? I'm like, we over here like, is this an actual question? Because we over here trying to figure it out. It's gonna have a whole answer and everything.
No, seriously. What's your go-to Rumble to get you hyped for the current year's Rumble? My go-to is either 2001 or 1992.
Okay.
Those are my two go-tos.
Mine is 2001. I'm gonna have to go back to nothing, but mine's definitely 2001 for sure.
Also, you got a sister asking for a friend? Yes, I do.
Nah.
I have two biological sisters and 3 adopted sisters.
Or 4. Well, you got 4 adopted sisters.
No, you do.
No, you do.
Oh,
you got me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so 4. Yeah.
It's 4.
All right, 4. Yeah, 4. So that's what I'm saying.
4.
So 4. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, wait, what? Oh yeah, but yeah, 4. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So yeah, and asking for a friend. I mean, tell your friend to say what's up. Most of them are probably in a relationship, but you can shoot your shot. I ain't gonna say it's gonna hit, but you can shoot your shot. Your last song on Spotify.
I knew somebody's gonna ask that.
What was my last song on Spotify? Oh, Get Lucky featuring Pharrell Williams and Nile Rodgers.
Okay.
By Daft Punk.
Okay. Mine was High Dreams, Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah. Who do you want to beat the Usos for the tag team titles?
Dang, why y'all say it like that? Like beat the Usos. Like,
Y'all put her on the spot.
Right, just coming for my people's like it ain't nobody's business. like I can't really speak on that because you know that I get in trouble.
For me, it's a tie between Sammy and Kevin Owens, and Sheamus and Drew.
Dang, there is Sheamus and Drew. I wouldn't be opposed to Sheamus
because they're doing a tournament. So that's what I'm saying. Who knows for the SmackDown? 'Cause I think they're probably splitting up the titles.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that too. Said they trying to split them up again. So there's that. I'm like, oh great.
Finally. But for the Raw tag team titles, I would say put them on the Judgment Day. For the SmackDown,
yeah,
you can keep them on the Usos and just let them
definitely keep them on Judgment Day for sure.
Yeah, put them on Judgment Day. Last one for me: who was better, the New Day, the Elite, or DX? The New Day.
New Day. What?
I feel like y'all asked me this already. Yeah, the New Day.
Come on.
What kind of question is this? You got any questions?
Yeah. So somebody said for there some the weirdest trend you've done.
The Ice Bucket Challenge.
Okay. I put honestly I don't know because I don't.
Cold.
If I do know, I don't even.
It was
remember.
cold outside, and I did the Ice Bucket Challenge, so that was weird.
Another one is, can we be besties?
Who are you? There's an application process for being besties in this household. So
I said, "Oh my god!" I said, "If you can meet the terms and conditions of the agreement, we might be able to talk about it." But I first need to know who you are.
There's layers to this.
Yeah,
there's levels.
It's a lot. It's levels.
There's levels.
It ain't because I just met you one time. No, that is not. Absolutely not.
Like I like what Lovely Laveau said. She said, just because we're following each other doesn't mean we're friends.
Exactly.
We gotta know each other. That means the reason why I'm following you is because I mess with your vibe, and I'm like, yeah, here's a follow. Like you and I searched your Twitter account, and you're not weird. You're not posting weird shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't think I'm not doing my background either. Like I'm researching you too, because. Sometimes there's a 90-day trial period.
If I see someone on my timeline getting their back blown out and I didn't like it, but then Twitter snitch and says you liked it, unfollow.
Right.
Why did you unfollow me? Because you like porn.
Exactly.
There's a reason why we say create burner accounts. Create a burner account.
These people don't care. Just wilding out.
Being horny on the main. Come on now.
You just want to put all your business out, huh?
All right.
Introvert or extrovert?
Both of them.
Right. I said it varies.
BOFFUM. Both of them.
Yeah.
I'm an introverted, but I can be an extrovert when I know you. So it's like I'm both of them.
Right. This is gonna hurt.
Uh-oh.
This gonna hurt. This is really gonna hurt.
Hurt who? You or me?
It might. It might hurt me. It might hurt me. Right. Michael Jackson or James Brown?
Michael Jackson.
Okay. Well, you heard it first.
I did. It's like, this is all respect to James Brown, but I didn't really listen to his music like that.
Okay.
Probably mainly because I wasn't old enough to. I wasn't allowed to. Like people gotta understand. When I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to listen to certain music until I was like 13, 14.
Dang, seriously?
Yeah, it was like
I got away with a whole lot.
you know,
Let alone like my
living in
parents up to
a
all the shit they
restricted,
listen to.
living in a church household where my mom was under the belief that anything like she would go to churches that was like anything you do, you going to hell. You going to hell if you do this, you
Oh
going to hell. So
wow.
she would
Okay.
basically be,
Like
I guess,
Baptist, kinda.
honestly, I
It
don't know.
might be
It
because
might be.
some
She
yeah.
was under that belief, but then as we got older and as she went to other churches, she was like, oh, okay, there's this perfect thing called balance. So around the time that is, I was listening to your Michael Jacksons and your James Brown. Oh, I love James Brown. Don't get me wrong. But if I had to choose between the two, I would initially say both of them. But if I had to choose
That's what
between the
I
two,
said.
if I had to choose between the two, then Michael
Okay.
Jackson is my
Like
go-to because
yeah.
I literally, as a dancer, I literally mimic Michael Jackson often with certain things. So if I had to choose
We
between the
both
two
did. So
legends, I
it's like, yeah,
literally
I gotta go with Mike.
I gotta go with Mike. I gotta be like Mike. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry for all you Michael Jackson, not Michael, James Brown enthusiasts. My
Has to
bad.
do Mike. It's funny you said that because somebody asked me even like the same thing with Janet Jackson and Tiana Taylor, and I was like, both. Like I did. I was like, I don't know what y'all want me
Both
to
of
do
them.
about that. It's both. Tiana idolizes Janet, so it's like, and they both can dance. Like, you kidding me? Like, yes, like both. Wow, not both. I can't pick. Them two is hard. Like that's hard for me. I can't pick between the two. I can't.
Both
Like
of them.
it's both.
Anything else?
The Rock from Wrestling Days or The Rock right now.
The Rock from Wrestling Days. Do you know
Okay.
how hilarious that man was back in the day?
No.
All that man is now about positivity and plugging his tequila. Man, what was the Rock that was saying Booker T had done by Whoopi Shane McMahon still a pussy? What happened
Oh
to
my gosh.
the Rock that said if we get lost and we'll use Stephanie McMahon's breast as a flotation device? Where is the Rock that was like, oh dear God, Bob, but our name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name. Where's that Rock? Like the Rock now, he's too nice. Come on now.
Nice.
All right, but that concludes our NGL questions. We might keep this as a permanent thing. We don't know. It depends on if I get bored with it or not. But yeah, y'all didn't do go as crazy as the last two episodes, so we're pretty cool
Well,
with
in
that.
the last two, well, not just last two episodes. Have you like, man? Have you ever?
You see me on Twitter. I be reacting to them on Twitter. I'm like,
Not only that, but like, especially like some of the questions where you have like, describe me in 3 words or send me something anonymous. I'll be like, dang, like that's how y'all be coming up in here like this in the NGL in my NGL thing like that.
like confess things, like
Oh
confess
yeah,
like
or
if
that
you.
too. I haven't done that yet, but eventually
Nah,
I
I don't think I
will.
want to.
I
don't think
will
I don't think
eventually.
I
I'm
want
gonna
to.
do it because I'll be like, what? Like I'll be, that's when was you gonna say that? Like,
Say it with your chest, nigga.
like you could have just told me. I ain't gonna approve of it, but at least you was being honest. Like don't hold back down. We grown. Like just say it. So you gotta say it. You might not like a response in return, but at least you said it. I can't fault you. Don't go on there and start lying, because then I'm about to call you out and be like, "No, you remember what you said? Whoever made that software, hey, I salute you because you're bold." Like, we're just gonna create an app for people to just be honest, and they can be anonymous with it. They don't have to show their face.
Or if you want them to show your face, you can pay.
And they give you, they give you the location where it's from too. Like
Yeah.
they'll say that, like where it came from, where like area they was in.
I don't
and
even
stuff.
pay
I'm
for
like,
it. I'm like, I'd rather y'all just keep it anonymous because I'm not finna.
I'm not finna go look for you, but it's funny though. I'm like, oh dang, it's people from here and what? I'm like, in this bed, and I'll be like, I have a feeling it's somebody I know. They just ain't got in my face and said it. So it's like, you could have just said that.
Say it with your chest, little ass nigga. All right, now it's time to step over to our review of this episode. This is Monday Night Raw from June 23rd, 2003. Kane, the Big Red Machine, Kane's identity is at stake when he challenges Triple H for the World's Heavyweight Championship. Y'all get the guns, the drugs, for my generation, bro.
Hey, we was wilding out back then, boy. We was wilding out.
I love this intro for
I do too.
Did you see
I
the
still
remake
love
they
it.
did for Raw 30 with the modern stars?
Yes.
And they started off with Roman shaking the camera.
Yep.
Ah!
I was like, bruh.
And it's like they need to go back to these type of intros because the intros they got now, song wise, sounds terrible. Sounds fucking horrible.
I ain't gonna lie. Some of these intro songs back then, they made it. It's like you.
It got you hyped.
Yeah. It's like one of the moments where it's like, yes, I can't wait to watch this.
Like even if the show sucked, you still got hyped for it.
Just off the intro alone.
Exactly.
Like,
with the pyro, everything. Because live from the world's most famous arena, the holy cathedral of sports entertainment, as Jim Ross said, Madison Square Garden, where it's title versus mask, as Triple H defends the World's Heavyweight Championship against Kane. And we kick off the show with Holler If You Hear Me, with Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner, and Stacy Keibler.
yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Stacy was one of those women who took me through puberty, just like Trish. It was Stacy. It was Stacy, Trish, Tori, Jackie. Cause Jackie was something serious. I ain't gonna front. Like that was a beautiful black woman. Looking back at the Attitude Era, boy,
Jackie.
I'm like Jackie. Hey, Miss Jackie. Like, hey, Miss Parker. Hey, Miss Jackie. King and going crazy for Stacy because she was rocking pink. So, yeah. This was fresh off of Steiner defeating Tess to win the managerial services of Stacy. 41 and 1 inches is what JR said about her legs. Commentary was just drooling, and I mean, ain't gonna lie to you, I don't blame him. I ain't gonna front. I don't blame him.
It's funny because during that time, like even like when Batista was around, like it was the same thing that went for me. I was like, oh, I really do like muscle dudes. Like, okay, all right. And then I really just started being honest with myself, and I was like, oh, like I didn't know like they exist like that.
Yeah, they exist. Like, yeah, they can break your back like a wishbone. Yeah, they can break your back and spinal. Booker T came out next, and this was when it was
I'm sorry.
You stupid.
I said, you got tattoos and work? Oh my God.
Stupid.
You making money? Oh, shut up.
Anyway, Booker T came out next, and this was when it was announced to be a tag team match pitting Scott Steiner and Book versus Test and Intercontinental Champion Christian. They showed Test hitting the pump handle slam on Mae Young last week on the orders of Eric Bischoff. Test started off with Booker T toying around with both Stacy and Scott until Scott made the hot tag, taking out both Test and Christian, even bench pressing. He was bench pressing Christian from the top to the floor until Test stopped the momentum. A pretty standard tag team match at this point. Test tried to cheat, but Stacy got on the apron, distracting Test, who grabbed her hand, causing Stacy to slap him, which I was like, that ain't a DQ, but whatever. And when he was about to slap her, Steiner stopped him and went on the attack, but Test ducked and pushed Scott into Stacy, causing her to fall off the apron. The match broke down with Christian trying to cheat with the belt, but Test took advantage and hit a sick big boot to pick up the win. It was a pretty standard tag team match. Did this do anything for you?
It was cool. Yeah, it was all right. Especially like in the first segment. So like just to start it off, like I was like, okay.
It got you interested. We cut backstage and it's Kane staring into a mirror as they hype up tonight's main event, and then we see deep into Kane's mind. Basically, they show his debut with Paul Bearer at his side from Bad Blood, 1997, Tombstone Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell. Next up, we have Christopher Nowinski coming to the ring by our boy, my boy, Theodore R. Long. They gave Teddy the mic, and I got excited. So you know I had to write this down because you already know what time it is. Let me holler at you, player. Now, Theodore Long is out here tonight to talk about the injustice that has been brought upon this man, Christopher Nowinski. You feel me? Now, you people know as well as I do that Christopher Nowinski should have won Tough Enough. Believe that. And I'll tell you why he didn't win it. Because he's a victim of discrimination. And I just stared at this man like, he's a victim of what? Not because of the color of his skin. I said, all right. But because he's smart. What the fuck? He's a Harvard graduate. Believe that. So
Like-
what we're gonna do tonight, huh?
That's how I feel. What? Harvard.
Harvard, yeah. Believe that. Believe that. So what we're gonna do tonight is Maven is gonna find out from you just what color he really is. And I'm like, what color is he?
Right.
And then he said, because Maven, you know light-skinned brothers went out 3 years ago. It's thugging and bugging time. I'm like, all right, now I know what you're talking about. This man was using a whole lot of words just to be saying a whole lot of nothing. But I couldn't stop laughing this entire time. But it's pretty cool that the Shield was influenced by Tay Long with the believe that. I respect it. Maybe came out, and this is the battle of tough enough, blinking, you miss it match. Literally. Chris went for a suplex, and Maven slipped out and rolled him up to pick up the win. JR thought it was a near fall, but it wasn't. That was literally it. Nothing happened. Blink, you missing. And that's all we got on this match. Next up, we cut to the parking lot and saw the arrival of Evolution's Randy Orton, Ric Flair, and Triple H with 2 random women walking up to Randy with lust in their eyes. Triple H in this hairstyle and this look looks cursed. I don't know. It looks just like...
Said he looked cursed.
Like, why do you look like this? You look crazy. But then I remembered...
He was preparing for his role for Blade.
That's what that was?
No, that's how I'm thinking of it as. Like,
when did Blade come out? 2000. When did Blade Trinity come out? 2000. Was it 2004 or 5?
Yeah, people, we do research on this podcast, so yeah, let me find that out right fast.
Let me do the due diligence.
Blade Trinity. This was 2004, so this was like after.
So he filmed it in 2003. Oh,
this came out in 2004. The movie did,
because he did rock this like the shaved look all of 2003. So now it makes sense. Now it makes perfect sense. And his name on the show was Jarko Grimwood. I thought they said Choco. Jarko Grimwood.
And it tripped me out because when they put him in the scene, let alone like when he started running after that car, I said, "Look at him go!" Like, I said, he can.
Next up, we get Chris Jericho's highlight reel. Jericho is fresh off his match with Goldberg at Bad Blood. Jericho's impression of a New York accent got a little chuckle out of me. I ain't gonna lie. It's a damn shame that y'all have to live here in New York City. Hey, Finny, I'm in New York City. Hey, Theodore, let's get a cannoli. And Jericho then turns his attention to Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? And called him out for what he did to Lance Storm, where he called him boring and fell asleep during his match with Chris was disgusted by. Jericho then introduces his guest, Lance Storm. And this was around the time they were doing the He's Boring gimmick with Storm. And the crowd was chanting, boring, boring. He took the opportunity to write down a statement I know you didn't write, so I did it for us. So people can know exactly what he's talking about. He said this, and I'm going to say this in the most boring tone ever. I would like to take the opportunity to read a prepared statement. As we all know, nobody enjoys a good laugh more than I do. But last week, Stone Cold Steve Austin overstepped his bounds. Then he looked around all awkwardly.
Right.
I am an athlete, pure and simple. My abilities inside this ring should be more than enough to entertain the masses. Looked around awkwardly again for some reason. If you want bells and whistles, I suggest you attend the circus. In the meantime, since you have been insulting and damaging to my credibility as a competitor, not to mention my pride, I would appreciate it if you would stop chanting boring. And they started chanting boring. They said, well, fuck what you gotta say. You're boring.
Right. You are boring.
While he's talking, the crew comes to the ring and start taking down the highlight reel set. They was just like, yeah, you're about to put people to sleep. And then Stone Cold interrupted the video trying to say, boring. You are boring. Fuck you. You are boring. Fuck you. He was like, let it be known that you are boring. But yeah, he interrupted Videotron and he told the crew to get the entire set out of the ring. Jericho says, oh, you're a jealous jackass because I beat you and The Rock in the same night to become the undisputed WWE. Shut up. Shut your stupid little hole. And if there's one thing I cannot stand worse than a bore is a bitch.
Yo.
And that's exactly what you are right now. I was like, bars. We're dropping bars today. Okay, William.
Okay. Okay, William. I like where we're going with this.
Stone Cold said he was just trying to help Lance out last weekend. If he took it the wrong way, that's his problem. Ain't got shit to do with me. Stone Cold then proceeds to make a tag team match with Dudley Boys battling Jericho and Storm. I feel like we literally just watched the Dudley Boys match. I was like, it's literally 2 times in a row that we seen Dudley Boys match back to back.
I was like, oh, they're back. I was like, did I just watch them? Like, wait.
When I heard it, I was like, wait a minute. Now hold on.
I said they trying to get all the money.
Y'all tricking me. I feel like I had to look at the. I was like, oh wait, they were on Raw this time.
I'm like, y'all on both brands. Y'all just brand hopping right now, huh?
The Hills assaulted the Dudley Boys before the match, but the assault didn't last long with the hometown duo standing tall. This was another standard TV tag team match. Nothing too much to harp on in the beginning. The story was basically how the crowd thought Lance Storm was boring. After Devon made the hot tag, the Dudleys got their gimmick in with the flip-flop and the flip-flop and bam elbow, bionic elbow combo by Bubba the Wada, and the 3D to pick up the win. This was pretty, like, it wasn't bad. It was just there. It was decent.
It was decent.
They then showed Kane being unmasked 5 months prior by Batista during a tag team match where he ran off after being unmasked by the Animal, or Evolution's Animal. Kane is shown pacing back and forth. King said he's back there looking into the mirror. If he took that mask off, I bet his reflection would throw up. I ain't gonna lie, that got a chuckle out of me.
That was funny. That was funny.
That got a chuckle out of me.
I laughed at it.
That's the one few time that King made me laugh.
I was like, bro.
And I can count on one hand how many times he's made me laugh during his entire run. The other times he was just horny for whatever woman popped up on.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
Like I said, King was the equivalent of scaring the hoes in human form. So, yeah. They then cut to Randy Orton reading Mick Foley's latest book when Ric Flair walks in, and he reads a little passage for the Nature Boy. With my eyes still closed, I thought of Terry, her head against my shoulder, her hand holding mine, and even the slightest hint of her breast against my arm. And then for the second time in 10 years, a tear rolled down my cheek. I slipped into a beautiful, dreamless sleep with one thought. She had wanted me to kiss her. Randy was disgusted reading it. And I was kind of feeling him too, because I'm like, bro, what? You're thinking about her breast against your arm? Some things
in detail too.
Too much detail.
A
like, bro.
whole poem in detail, whole story. Like you know what? Let me give you the whole.
Let me give you all the information.
Whole story.
Let me tell you my entire thought.
Word
for word, bar for bar. Let me tell you how I scared the bitches. Let me tell you how I'm scared of bitches. Mm-hmm.
Give you a whole rundown.
For no reason. I remember the days where we didn't know nothing about each other. I love those days. Now you got people out here on Twitter talking about she remember getting banged with a fresh BBL and he started feeling her juice out on Twitter. And I'm like, why can we go back to not knowing anything about each other? Because the FBI couldn't get certain information out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And Mick, the FBI couldn't get that information out of me. I'm not finna tell you how I was fantasizing over a woman.
Right.
So I agree with Randy here when he was disgusted. And Ric Flair responded with, oh, like Mick Foley ever felt a woman's breast. AKA, he gets no bitches. None. And if he sees him tonight, bam, he'll go down. But Flair says tonight they have 2 major agendas. One being their tag team match with Nash and Michaels, and 2 being they got to make sure the champ, Triple H, leaves MSG as World Heavyweight Champion. Next up, out comes the new World Tag Team Champions, Sylvain Grenier and Rene Dupré. La Resistance. I don't know why I said it like that. They cut a promo, which basically gets a USA chant like, always when foreign talent speaks because they want to sing their national anthem. And boy, was this horrible. He started singing. I don't even know what the national anthem is, but he started singing with no tempo, no pitches, no nothing. It was just straight. I'm like, oh my God.
Just
no.
straight up noise.
JR sent them to commercial break immediately. And I was like, thank you, Jim. And when they came back, they were still singing until the hurricane made his way to the stage. Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. And he said, holy biatches. And I'm like, damn, this is literally 2003 slang.
It is. It really is.
I remember hearing my uncle used to say that shit back in the day. What's up, biatch? Like, what?
Bro, what?
He basically asked them why. He basically asked them why they're disrespecting the U.S. of A. and the great state of New York. A lot of resistance responds with, "You want a match? Go find you an American partner." Hurricane says he's already found one who made a habit out of beating up maggots like you and Sergeant Slaughter. This is basically another USA versus foreign tag team match. Typical. La Resistance kissed each other on the cheek, and JR and King were confused. I'm like, that's pretty normal. It's okay.
Right.
It's all right. This match was beyond limited, even if you can call it that, because Sergeant Slaughter was limited. The pre-hit Sergeant Slaughter in the face with the belt and pinned him for the win. And I wrote down, next. This is the part of the show where I was just like, because I think I was more so ready for that main event.
Right, like, can we speed this up?
We have another segment where Kane is still staring at himself backstage, and they go back to 3 weeks ago where Stone Cold was trying to hype up Kane, who asked him if the man who took him to hell and took the title from him in a first blood match was still there, before slapping him in the face. Kane teased choke slamming him, but he hesitated and stopped himself before taking a Stone Cold stunner. The fire still burns within. Well, where's it at? Stone Cold said. Next up, the glass shatters, speaking of Stone Cold, and out comes the co-general manager of Raw, Stone Cold Steve Austin, to a massive pop in MSG, the home of WrestleMania 20, which is ironic because Stone Cold used this time to congratulate them for being the home of the Mania where it all begins again. Stone Cold then switches to talk about needing Mick Foley to be the special guest referee for the recent Hell in a Cell match between Triple H and Kevin Nash at Bad Blood. We should watch that for Watch It Vibe in the future.
Okay.
Stone Cold then brings out Mrs. Foley's baby boy to the ring, to the hometown hero, if you will. Stone Cold praises Mick about going on his book tour and calls him a genius before calling out Rob Van Dam. I don't know about a genius though, because my brother, did you read what he just said? He talking about a woman's putting a woman's breast.
I don't know about.
I don't know about a genius right there. Like, hold on now, he's smart, but a genius? Putting that out? I don't know. I need to read Mick Foley's book, and I need to read one of Mick Foley's book because I've never read a wrestler's book ever.
Me either.
I need to read somebody's book. I don't know. Stone Cold ended up calling out Rob Van Dam, the Dudleys, Al Snow, and Tommy Dreamer, who comes to the ring with a framed hardcore title belt, being that he was the inaugural champion. And now this has turned into a hardcore legend ceremony for Mick Foley. It was nice. They then cut to a nice video package paying tribute to him from being the inaugural champion to winning the WWF title to jumping off of his roof for some reason. Steel cages and Hell in a Cell. That man put his body on the line for the business and for our entertainment for real. What was your favorite Mick Foley moment that you could think of? Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Mankind, Dude Love, they're all the same.
Mankind.
I'm talking about what was your favorite moment?
Oh.
Like that you could think of.
Oh, like the
throughout, like whatever you remember whenever Mick Foley was on TV,
like when he fell, like off of the thing.
You like it when he died.
Like I ain't gonna lie, like it was great and sad at the same time. Like it was just like like I had a lot of mixed emotion, and it was still great. Like, because I never ever thought I would see something like that, and let alone it became so iconic. They put it like in the safety thing, like for every time.
Do not try this at home.
Do not try this at home.
Even though we tried it at home every single week. Do not try this at home. I can't read.
I got cousins and they want to fight. So what you gonna do?
I'm gonna
fight.
I'm gonna fight back.
I'm gonna fight them. Like, what am I supposed to just stand there? I think not.
I'm gonna fight back. I'm gonna fight back, nigga. Fight back.
Like,
I'm about to say my favorite moment was basically his run with Edge.
Okay.
that flaming
Yeah,
table when he took that
yeah.
spear. That was one of my favorite moments. So yeah, Mick started talking until he was interrupted by none other than Mr. McMahon with that goofy ass strut to the ring. Like that dude
No
walked
chance.
like the way this dude was walking. Like it was like he wanted to. He was just I don't know. You can't even describe his walk. Like, bro, you're convulsing right now. What are you doing? Vince comes into the ring, mentions the last time they had a face-to-face. It was post-Survivor Series 2001 when the Alliance died, and Mick Foley said he would never step foot in a WWE ring again. Personally, Vince wants to take that trophy and bash him in the head with it and turn him into, and I quote, turn you into a puddle of gelatin. A puddle of ooze. What? When he said that, I was like, what did you just say?
That's it's
That
a
was
lot
very,
of
very specific.
it's a lot of it's a lot of suspect too. Because it's a lot of it's
What do
certain
you
liquid.
mean
It's
by
certain
this?
liquids out here that oozes.
That's what I'm saying. What do you mean by this?
That's a little sus.
Like, where are we going with this, Vincent? Vincent Kennedy. Where are we going with this?
That's a lot.
Don't make us sue you for the emotional duress again, because you're already getting sued like 3 or 4 times. So don't make us add to the lawsuit, because you're confusing me. After this initial confusion, because even Stone Cold and everybody in the ring was looking at him like, the fuck you just say? But he basically saved himself, because even the people in the ring were confused with that statement. He said he wants to say what everyone in the world, the arena, even Stone Cold is thinking, and those 2 words are thank you. Vince offers to shake his hand, and they do, but Mick wants to hug Vince, which he does. Vince looks disgusted, but you knew he was happy on the inside. Mick Foley then continues with his speech, goes for the cheap pop, and says he's happy to be in the ring with great talent and Al Snow, which was a joke. He remembers when he watched Jimmy Snuka jumping from the cage and hoped he lived up to this dream of doing just that and more. It was a nice speech overall, with him ending it by quoting the great poet himself, Frosty the Snowman. I'll say goodbye, don't you cry. I'll be back again someday. I enjoyed this segment.
I did too.
Because Mick Foley was that dude. So any type of time that they give props or give back to the legends that literally put their body on the line for WWE, I'm all for it. After the commercial break, we're back with the tag team match player. Out first is none other than Shawn Michaels, followed by Kevin Nash with whatever this music was that he had at the time. It was generic as hell. Evolution's Randy Orton and Ric Flair came out to a version of their theme song. I do not remember it. It was pre-Motorhead with Evolution. Yeah, it was pre that.
Yeah, it was a lot. I was like, what?
This is another Mandela effect for me, because I was like, when did this happen? Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels started the proceedings for this match. It was pretty much a standard TV match with both teams tagging in and out. There was a moment where Rick was chopping Kevin Nash, but he no-sold him, and so Rick tried to Irish whip him, but Nash didn't budge, and Rick just flopped into a bump. Rick was just bumping for no reason. There's another bump that he did for no reason later. We'll talk about it when we get there. After a brief exchange between Orton and HBK, Shawn made the hot tag to Kevin Nash, and he got some offense in and was setting up for a jackknife on Orton. But then there was an awkward moment where Rick was supposed to hit a low blow on Nash undetected, but it just didn't happen right. HBK was tagged back in, and Shawn did his stuff against Flair, diving elbow before hitting sweet chin music on Flair to pick up the win for his team. Another match, but the guys involved made up for being who they are. Before the main event, we get a promo package showing Kane go crazy last week, laying out the referee La Resistance with a steel chair, until Triple H showing up and offered Kane a spot in Evolution. And then Stone Cold walks out to offer Kane a shot at the World Heavyweight title. It was all, who will he choose? Will he become a fifth member or fourth member of Evolution? This is when Batista was injured. So will he be the newest member of Evolution, or will he risk it all and become the World Heavyweight Champion? After cheesing both Stone Cold and Triple H with a chokeslam, he ended up choosing Triple H, and he laid out that man with a chokeslam. That led us to tonight. And then we see Kane getting hyped again. Will he keep the mask or leave MSG as the World Heavyweight Champion? They show a video of Mick Foley signing a book to Vince McMahon, and when Ric Flair and Randy Orton walked by, Mick said he said something quite mundane. He said, "Nice match, Rick. You really improved yourself out there, Randy." And Rick stopped and said, "What you say to me?" And Mick was like, "I just said nice match out there." And Rick Flair said, and just slapped the book out of his hand, and then just a brawl just broke out until Randy Orton jumped in from behind and started lighting Mick up all over the place, with Mick fighting back until Randy hit that man in the face with a bottle to regain the dominance over Mick. And then Randy Orton punted Mick down a flight of stairs. And they used this in promo package for years to come.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe this was Randy's first punt kick on screen before it became a permanent thing in 2007. And then Vince McMahon walked into the frame, surveyed the carnage, and said, "Somebody give me some help. I need a janitor out here. I need some help." Basically saying he needs to come clean up the trash.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, man. They basically said this was basically the setup for their feud in 2004. Next up, we get Theodore R. Long back in the ring. And this time with Rodney Mack by his side. Let me holler at you, player.
Man.
Let me holler at you, player. Well, as I can see tonight, I guess the man think that he's gonna ruin Theodore Long's night. You feel me? Well, let me say something to you, players. When Theodore Long and Rodney Mack leaves Madison Square Garden tonight, we're gonna have a smile on our faces. And the reason why, because it's time for the Theodore Long 5-minute white boy challenge. Believe that. And JR said, "Oh no. Oh,
He
no,
got
no,
me
no,
with that.
no.
5-minute
White boy challenge. Believe that." Now, does any white boy on the planet that thinks he can stand up to the thugging and bugging of Rodney Mack, the undefeated one, then get out here. Any white boy anywhere that thinks he can stand up, and then that white boy just so happens to be Goldberg.
Yep.
Making his MSG debut, Rodney got out the ring.
He said
any white boy. Now you got the white boy from WCW.
You
got that white boy with a beard.
All right.
Rodney got out the ring and tried to cut Goldberg off at his entrance, but Goldberg speared that man through the pyro on the stage, and that man started rolling down the ramp, just rolling.
Hey, his spears were
intense.
Things was crucial.
I think he was legitimately trying to break their ribs. That's what it was. Because you have Roman spear where he's just throwing his body into you, and you had Edge's
he's tackling you. It's still tackling you.
No, then you had Edge's spear where he was tackling you, but it looked awkward a little bit sometimes. Whereas Goldberg was literally just trying to break you, and Roman trying to float and break you because that man jumps and then spears.
Yeah, who do?
It's like he be
still gonna get hurt.
The one thing that cracks me up about Roman spear is like that man literally be just floating.
Just
and then bam.
So
it's like you literally be counting 1, 2, 3, bam. Every single time. The bell rung and Goldberg continued this attack and hit the jackhammer on Rodney to pick up the win in 26 seconds. So he survived the white boy challenge.
For real.
This was light work for Goldberg, but the beginning of the end for Rodney Mack in WWE, because I believe he wasn't there that much longer after this. Kane was seen still preparing until RVD came in to wish him luck and says the title is his. Kane looks at the mirror one last time, tilts his head to the side like he always does before destroying the mirror with a back elbow. Next up, we get a WrestleMania recall back to WrestleMania 18, where Stephanie McMahon was pedigreed by her ex-husband Triple H. We might need to watch that match back too.
That was funny.
We might need to watch that match back too, because I barely remember that match too, outside of what I played on WWE 2K14. So I have to write.
That is so funny.
So I have to write that match down and the Hell in a Cell
it didn't
match.
hit me till down the line. I was like, wait a minute, yeah, he did do that to her. I was like, yeah, now it's coming back.
To be honest with you, and it's not your fault that you don't remember. It's like that match had to follow the Hogan and Rock match, and a lot of people don't remember it. So that's what I'm saying. We're going to put that on the list and the Hell in a Cell on the list to watch back.
It's like, oh yeah, I was like, wait a minute, she got pedigree by her husband, and I was like,
she got spine busted. Yep. That was when intergender wrestling.
It was real. It was a real thing.
Yeah. So next up is our main event. It's title versus mask. Out first is the World Heavyweight Champion Triple H the champion coming out first should be a cardinal sin, but whatever. He is accompanied to the ring by Ric Flair representing Evolution. Out next is the challenger, Kane. He has everything to win and everything to lose, and there was no title presentation. Kane came out the gate swinging as he's literally fighting for his identity. They fought outside in the crowd for a little bit, and then Ric Flair, this is what I was talking about earlier with that bump. Ric Flair got in the ring and distracted the ref. The feed cut briefly after Triple H hit Kane in the face with a steel chair, and then for some reason, Ric Flair took a back bump.
Yeah.
And all we saw on our side was the back bump. So I had to rewind it a little bit to slow it down, and the referee shoved him. So Earl Hebner shoved him, and he did a back bump. But I was like, when the feed came back, all you saw was him hitting the back bump. And I'm like,
right.
What?
It threw me off. I was like, wait.
So
I had to just.
Like, okay.
Now I see it. Now I see it. At first, it did not look like that.
Triple H kept lighting Kane up with a different amount of offense, and every time Kane would sit back up, like he literally was hitting a move and he sit back up. Hit a move, sit back up. Kane hits his leaping clothesline on Triple H, and Triple H's arm struck Earl Hebner. And I was like, rep bump. Oh, he's still up. When Kane went for a big boot, Triple H ducked and connected with the referee. I'm like, here we go. Shenanigans ensued with Ric Flair getting involved and introducing the title belt, but Kane took care of that and got rid of Flair before hitting Triple H with the title belt. But the referee down, who's going to count? Someone got to count. Another referee ran out to count the near fall, and Kane was heated with that count and tossed the referee out the ring. So I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Kane tried to wake up Earl Hebner, but Triple H hit a low blow in the pedigree on Kane, and then Earl started to come to and crawl over and he counted a slow as 1, 2, but Kane kicked out. Triple H went for the pedigree, but Kane hit back body, dropped him off of him. Ric Flair got in the ring and got a choke slam for his effort. It was an awkward looking choke slam, but it was a choke slam. Triple H then went for the pedigree again, but this time Kane reversed and sent him into Flair, and the crowd was hyped. JR was hyped. I was getting hyped for a little bit. Kane went for the choke slam, but Randy Orton slipped in and hit Kane with a slow low blow before the RKO. Pushed the referee into position, and then Triple H finally connected with a pedigree to pick up the win to retain the World Heavyweight title. This was a fun main event. This was the match I was waiting for, and I actually enjoyed it. I don't really remember it because I remember the aftermath, but it's like the match itself, I enjoyed it for what it was. Before Triple H could officially celebrate, I'm back, and I'm better than ever. Cole General Manager Eric Bischoff came out to remind Kane of the repercussions of his loss. He has to take his mask off. Kane hesitates, but he has no choice in the matter, but because Triple H attacked Kane from behind with the belt and Evolution attacks, wanted to unmask Kane themselves, but RVD came out and evened the odds. Kane then hit a choke slam on Orton before RVD hit a 5-star frog splash, and then Kane hits Ric Flair again, but he pauses before hitting his pyro because he has to unmask. And then this is where it gets intense. RVD is sitting in the ring, then Kane turns his back, and he slowly unmasks. He just he takes the mask off. He's trying to reveal his face. Kane then stops. Then he starts. He started breathing heavy for some reason. Started getting angry. And then he snaps his head back with the ugliest white boy version of George Jefferson haircut I've ever seen in my life. Boy. I
was like, whoa. Like, you mean to tell me all this time you couldn't cut all that off?
His forehead was so exposed, you wanted to just...
It was.
You just wanted to walk up to it and just slap the shit out of it. I'm not, like,
it was exposed for real. It really was. I was like,
I literally
dang.
paused the video. I paused the video and I just started slapping my screen. Just slapping it. Because I'm like, bro, your forehead is shiny, it's glistening, and it's exposed. But he also had paint on his face. I guess the paint he wore when he had the mask on, but he just had a mask, so that shit is everywhere. But when he snaps and turns his head, he chokeslammed RVD, who just came to help him, and then he motions for his pyro to go off, and that thing exploded. Like, it was just boom. I'm like, whoa. After the pyro goes off, the commentary tried to sell the fact that Kane was disfigured, but when I looked at that man's face, his face was just dirty. He need a bath.
Yeah, that's all.
He looked like a
all he
dirty
needed.
white man with a bad tan. Is he human? Yes, JR. He's human.
All right.
They really, it's like they really tried to sell you on the fact that Kane was disfigured, and it did not work. So so basically they had to pivot the story to say his scars were mental and not physical.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how Raw ends. Kane is unmasked with the white boy version of the George Jefferson haircut, forehead all shiny, ready to be popped. I enjoyed the beginning.
I did too.
And the end. And Teddy,
I'm saying the middle was okay. Whatever Teddy Long was doing, I was cool.
Teddy Long, but got bro. Let me holler at y'all players, thugging and bugging. Like, bro, Teddy Long. A lot of people remember Teddy Long, the GM, and Teddy Long, the referee, but Teddy Long as a manager, was hilarious. But yeah, overall, that was a fun show at the beginning and the end. And that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. That was Raw, and this is your show for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you guys check out the podcast over at www.greshandunleashed.com. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at Josh Gresham RG. Make sure you follow Suela on social media as well. If you don't know her links, make sure you guys just check out solo.to/Suela, SUELA. That simple. And if you haven't already, make sure you guys check out anything that we got coming on, because make sure you follow us at Gresh Unleashed the podcast, or just at Gresh Unleashed. That's literally everywhere. At Gresh Unleashed, or at Gresh Unleashed Pod on YouTube. We're taking things in a different direction this season. So far, so good with you guys, and we appreciate your continued support. With that being said, and
thank y'all for the happy birthdays too. I really do appreciate it.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Now I'm 27 years young, so I do appreciate that.
Yeah, she's old as hell, so you know how that is. And
still got the Benjamin Button, so that's
WWE 2K23 has just information that's just dropped. That drops in March, so be prepared for us to be talking about that in the upcoming days as we get more information. And I've already alluded to this, but we'll see if this more than likely will be my last year covering 2K. I'll play it with my people, but as far as
you talking about as far as like 2K as in like 2K
WWE
with wrestling, or okay,
WWE
so
2K.
I was like,
yeah, it's probably my last.
Because when you said 2K, I thought about all of it.
No, it'll be my last year with WWE. This probably my last year with WWE 2K. I don't know yet. It depends on how this game goes. 2K22 was all right, but hopefully with War Games being announced, with them going in depth with Universe Mode and all that stuff, hopefully this year with 2K23 it'd be actually more fun to collab with people and create. And I'm obviously gonna get Suela on the channel too, because I know people will be like, well, when are you gonna get Suela on the channel? She's on the pod. Why don't you get up? Our schedule's got a link, and we just got to do it. Our schedule's got a link, and then we just got to do it in person, because it's more fun in person than it is over online. But yo, we appreciate you guys for vibing with us. Make sure you guys leave a rating and download and all that good stuff. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here. Make sure you wash your body, wash your ass.
Please.
Make sure you guys stop scaring the maidens. Make sure you guys check out interviews that we got coming up, and make sure you check out past interviews. We got so much content for you guys to check out over on Patreon. We working on it. We got you covered. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets, and remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Be breezy.
Bye, everyone.